Our viewers to this show. This is the Diaspora Corner, a political program by us people in diaspora discussing political issues concerning our lovely country, Malawi. I've got my colleague in the studio. He's going to introduce himself. And my name is Chalo Mvola.
Yeah, it's Alan Mandindi.
Yes. Today we'll be discussing political manifestos. Over the weekend, Malawi Congress Party launched their manifesto. And there's been a lot of talk, a lot of analysis, opinions regarding what this manifesto is all about, the contents, and whether this is implementable. So today we'll try to dissect and try to analyze some of the areas of this manifesto to see if it's really viable for the people of Malawi. But choyamba, we have to understand kuti manifesto ndi chani. Because in the Tina live panova and I'll let Alan photocause what is really a manifesto.
Yeah, thank you very much, Chao. And the zone was I'm happy I'm go for the manifesto. Come on, also with manifesto in the Jan. So manifesto the good tawi kama fika tawi yadi ya sanko campaign ma political parties good akonzeka kuna good they want to represent the people.
Yeah.
So they come up with a document. That document ndomwe mapangano kufotokoza kuti kodi ife tomwe tizapangirira tikalowa tizapangirira. So it's more like a blueprint of their policies and some of the things zomwe organize kuti atakuchita atalowa. So not all of the things zomwe zimagabira manifesto tazuona nthawi zambiri zimakwanirisidwa komano to mapolitician makhangeni kuti it's like a drip of the things they want to do for the country. So
komande chiyembekezo cha Malawi chizikhala chotani, chizikhala kuti manifesto ikanenedwa zizachitidwa kapena it's just for the political parties to say, okay, we are planning with if everything works well, we will implement these things. Because I'm saying this because we've looked back in corner chipani chimene mboma panthawi on DPP ndimalonjezo amene most of the things have not been implemented. They talked about establishing food security, zinthu zimene they've not implemented. To improve manufacturing, commercial export, sana pange kwanisa zimene anapanga promise, commercial zinthu ngati even in education. They said within 5 years, I said no child will be walking more than 5 kilometers to school. They've not implemented that. Commercial even total security of the country. To go on my issues and zinthu zimene sana zikwanitse kweni. Kodi should people have that hope kuti zimene anena IMCP over the weekend zitsakwanirese?
Yes, I would say yes. Although tazuona kumbuyo kumuna kuti anthu amagamba zambiri manifesto. Ngati momwe magambira kuti manifesto ya DPP analonjeza zinthu zosiyana-siyana. Timanga university kuti timanga chani will make anti-corruption bureau independent, and we haven't seen that happening. We will make MPC to be independent so that it can save all Malawians.
Yes.
But zinthu zisina zona. So pali zinthu zambiri zomwe anafotokoza manifesto yawo kuti tikambe abachilisti tikalungo kambo. But so yes, manifesto imakhala kunena kuti zaka zambuyomu tazoona kuti imakhala kuti mzipande zambiri they kind of kungokamba zinthu osaganiza bwino kuti kodi zinthu zimene tikukamba titakwaniritsa, because mukamakamba zinthu muziona kuti kodi dziko lathu ndi capacity yathu. Do we have the right capacity to achieve zinthu zomwe tikukamba? It's not only kungopanga promise kuti ikati zapatsanira chani, komano we have to look at economy ya Malawi. Kuti our economy and the resources are made now, can we achieve these things? So zinthu zomwe zakhala zikupangidwa mbuyo so zomwe tikamba even manifesto azipandi zinazi zonda kuti they have kind of exaggerated my promises out and they have failed to deliver. So yes, kupita kumbali ya MCP manifesto yomwe tulsa MCP apapa ikuonesa kunena kuti the manifesto it is achievable, one, and it's realistic.
Many mangas is what I was hearing Apanga present manifesto over the weekend. The leaders who spoke on the day, all of them said, okay, this manifesto is the one that is achievable, and MCP, when it gets into power, it will make sure that it implements most, or if not all, of the things that are in the manifesto. So before wasting our time, I want to go into the manifesto and try to look at what MCP is promising Malawians. There are a number of areas, and due to time limitations, we'll go step by step trying to pick up a point. So I would like if we can discuss about one area which they've promised, and this is regarding governance and public administration. There are a number of issues within that headline, and one of the issues that they've spoken about is also the issue that is included in Chakwera's Super High Five. They call it Super High Five. It's regarding corruption. MCP is promising that it will run a corrupt-free government. What are you going to say on that, according to what their manifesto is saying?
MCP manifesto is what they're saying is a developmental oriented. And the manifesto itself is powered by the Jaguar Super High Five. So it's not only if Tibuya so with the Magabaza was on Buyo, but manifesto accounted on Buyo, manifesto and to Sana Karin to Basi, Agatswili, was into to Gamba Agatswili, Azajuma, Agatswili, one as it Zaolimi, Agatswili, one as Amapozio, Agatswili, one mavuno za health kukhala basi ndo kuona kuti dziko latuli Malawi kuna kuti lipita mtsogolo lipange chani ndipo paka zinthu zimene zijazo kumafunika ndithu kuona mavuno amene muli nawo so kuona kuti konde okay tikati tione ku let's say governance and public administration mavuno amene tinawo kumene kuti chani so ndipo pamene mapeza kuti mupeza no zinthu somwe zikuchitika and then you see kuti how titakukoza mali zimene kuti tipange Malawi wona kudakhale Malawi upita patsogolo. So
and according to manifesto and according to zimene MCP akhala kunena Dr. Lazarus Chakwera akhala kunena ma interview kapena misonkhano, he has always spoken about this area of corruption. It seems it's at the heart of Malawian Congress Party to root out corruption. Because from what Dr. Chakwera said in the past, he says most of the problems that Malawi is facing at the moment, the heart of it is because government resources are being stolen. There's a lot of corruption happening. Okay, Apanga promised it will be a corrupt-free government. How and what are the areas many Afghans at Apanga to make that possible?
Okay, mavuno ali Malawi ambiri amena kubangisa kuti tsiku lilonse tikadzuka mamawa kumava kuti 5 billion disappeared. How about 5 billion just whatever billion disappeared is because one, there's no rule of law. Two, palizintuzina zomwe zikukambira budget mbuwa ma high five jaja kwelecha zomwe sizikulondoledwa Malawi. So if a government has to come like MCP, an MCP government, it has to be a principled government, and they have to be serious. One, to fight corruption, they need to be a will, political will. And the humanity is one thing that we have seen in Malawi, which we don't have. There is no political will to fight corruption because even those that are meant to criticize or to condemn corruption are the ones who are at the heart of the center of the corruption itself. There's many things about corruption. It can be a fight. So, one, Dr. Lazarus Chakwera, he has the political will to fight corruption in Malawi. And two, he's gonna use the law. We need the law, rule of law in Malawi. So he's talking about making the Anti-Corruption Bureau independent. So if you empower these institutions and make them independent so that they are at arm's length of the government, these institutions, they'll be able to prosecute people who are involved in corruption, even to come and investigate those who are in government, even the president himself. You see, so these are the things that we are lacking now in Malawi. But he is setting a platform. This is what I'm gonna.
Anti-corruption bill should be independent. Malawians need to understand, if the government of that time is highly influential in the affairs of anti-corruption bureau, ndipo vuta kuti milandu kapena kuzofufuza zokhudza kalangale zichitike. I think this is the reason why IMCP manifesto yawo akunena zimenezi kuti adzayesetsa kuti anti-corruption bureau ikhale yoyima payo. Nanga in terms of anakamba koso zimenezi which has been included in the manifesto appointment of Wankulu wa anti-corruption bureau. Another kambaboti, they might even spread the net far. Kuganza mina apeze muntu wa kunja kuti atsabange head anti-corruption bureau.
Yeah, you're right there. Although point made, I'm trying to sound accessible, because I think the point wasn't to tufuna kuti muntu wa kunja damene azendesa anti-corruption bureau. But now the thing is, when you bring competition into that, when you open up that job, that this job can be acquired by any person who is qualified. It doesn't matter that whether that person is is a Malawian living in the diaspora. It can be somebody else, like the way they do here. We saw here in England, the way they advertise the job for the governor of the Bank of England.
Actually, he's from Canada.
So they did say we want a Canadian. No, but they just opened up the job. So the person who was more qualified for that job, it happened to be a Canadian.
Okay, so what MCP is trying to do is to find somebody who's really qualified, the right person for the job.
So when you're talking about qualified, you're not talking about qualification as academic qualification. You're talking about track record. Someone who has done something like that, maybe a judge who was prosecuted people,
full of integrity.
Who was full of integrity. He has prosecuted people who are involved in corruption. He has done this. So those are the caliber of people that we need. It might be a Malawian. We have a lot of judges in Malawi who are they can't be shaken. And if there might be those guys, it might be one of those. We never know. But we need somebody with principles, somebody who will obey the law, somebody who won't be manipulated by the people in power, who can be able to do that job and deliver it for Malawians.
And there's also one interesting thing that I came across in this manifesto. It's about the 30-day amnesty scheme. MCP is promising that it will give 30 days to all those people who know that they've done corrupt practices to come in the open and probably hand back the things that they stole from the government, and they'll forgive them. Can you elaborate on that?
On that one, I have seen that working somewhere else. I've seen it in some other countries, like I think Nigeria, they did that, where they say that those who feel like they might have done something wrong, if they come forward and hand over the money they've stolen for the public from the public purse, we might strike a deal. Yes, it works, because one thing that you're achieving there is you are now people will bring that money, and that money will go back. maybe to contribute maybe to the education system, the health system, mutaona Malawi kuti atakusowa mapazi padala chifukwa choti tibe ndalama tikufunsa support maiko akunja kuti atithandize kumanongerera anthu ali nazo ndalama zakusunga kana anakumbira kuti if they can bring this money it's better than to lose this money.
Yeah, komanso you save time yoti tuwatengera anthu aja ku court. Although we should highlight there because we should not be saying we are misleading people regarding the manifesto. What MCP is saying is it's 30 days amnesty scheme, meaning kuti ngati munthu akudziwa kuti ineyo napanga corruption abwereka adzapereke zimene anaba. So but after that 30 days then the government will have no choice but will start to chase them and take them to court. And there's always been a concern kuti anti-corruption bureau ndi milandu yambirimbiri imene yambuyo imene sana ipange follow up ya milandu ikungogonerera kumene koko. And MCP has come up with something very interesting in the manifesto, which is establishing a special anti-corruption court. How important is this?
It is important to have a special anti-corruption bureau court because the anti-corruption court anyway. Because what happens is if you have that kind of
backlog
organ, what they'll do is they'll fast track some of the cases they have because now we'll have to put extra resources to that court to make sure that the court function effectively.
Right.
And they will be able to prosecute and they follow up a lot of cases. Now, what's happening is there are a lot of cases which are there, and one, they don't have resources. Two, they don't even have the will to track some of these people because now the head of the anti-corruption bureau are people who are chosen by the president himself. So if I choose you, give you a job, it's hard for you to prosecute some of the people who are connected to me. Because one, you're fearing for your own security, your own job. You know that if anytime that you start chasing me, I can fire you.
Conflict of interest.
So you have those kind of scenarios, which they're the ones which are making even making it hard if Malawi to fight corruption effectively like the way we need to do.
Oh, interesting. Okay, kwa samene mukudonera maybe mukudabwa ino ndi Diaspora Corner program imene timakamba nkhani zandale za ku Malawi. Zokhudza zipani zonse will be discussing various issues ndi anthu osiyana-siyana ndi anthu azipani zonse. Lero tikuyang'ana ma manifesto azipani ndipo tikuyang'ana chipani chimene cha Malawi Congress Party chimene champanga launch manifesto awo. Tayang'ana manifesto yawo ndipo choyamba tikuyamba za party yoyambirira imene ndiyo khudza governance and public administration. Ine chalo mvula ndi nzanga Alan Mandindi. Mr. Mandindi has spoken about corruption because MCP yapanga promise kuti it will aim for corrupt-free government. Okay, another area of this governance and public administration. MCP akuti President Dr. Chakwera azipita parliament. Chinthu chimene sicha chilendo kwa ine ndine because kuno ku UK Prime Minister every Wednesday amakayankha ku parliament. MCP anati Dr. Chakwera sadzathawa yani azapita parliament kukankha mafunso.
Zona and zibandisekenza kwambiri ngiyabona ukuthi ma politicians akuthawa ndithu kupita kuti akayankhe zethu because baka defend because look sometimes they talk a lot. People are talking a lot, even now the current president that we have. A lot of people, there are a lot of issues which are not clear, and if the parliament is giving the president a platform, when I would come and kind of an elected official should be able to go to my electorates and because we are accountable to them. If you are elected, you are accountable to those.
So it's all about accountability.
It's accountability. So there need to be, if we are talking about that, we want to have a system that works, a system that where everyone is accountable. And then you, who is the person at the head, at the top, and you don't want to be accountable, then that's why I was saying that political will. So the president should be able to go, before the parliament, members of parliament. Although when the president goes in front of the members of parliament, he is not trying to be accountable to the members of parliament. No,
but accountable to Malawians.
But he is going to be accountable to the Malawians, to the public.
Yeah.
But now he will face stiff questions from parliamentarians, and then Malawians, because those people are representing Malawians. They're going there to the parliament. This is
This will really be interesting because it has never happened in Malawi, and not many countries are doing it. Of course, we talked about the UK, the Prime Minister going for Prime Minister questions every Wednesday. I know. What are the expectations? Because it's not easy. I mean, I know it's all about accountability, but it's not easy. And I think MCP has been brave to go for this one.
It'll be a new thing, but it's not really new because even Kamuzo, and we are not, abiding by the democratic principles, which is one of the values, of democracy. You're talking about accountability. So the president needs to be able to be accountable. So he needs to go and answer questions and, explain to Malawians
what his government
is doing and where they're failing. Panoba, now we are seeing with Malawi, we're having these floods, and these floods, they started appearing in 2016, and now every year it's worse. Something is not right. Okay? Something is not right. We're not doing things right. Because when something like a disaster like that happens, even here, one, there will be a report, there will be an inquiry, they will look into the things, okay, which areas are we failing? And then they will come with some recommendations. Yeah? Okay, we've got these areas, Malawi, they are badly affected. How can we solve this? So if the same thing occurs again, the president should go there and say, okay, this is because maybe we don't have enough resources. That's why we're having this. We need our partners to help us. Malawi, our budget is not, it's not sustainable. We can't be able to.
Also, it helps the president to tell members of parliament and Malawians, okay, I've made this decision because of this, and my government is going this way because we want to do this. And members of parliament can have an opportunity to challenge the president to know why can't we think about these areas. So really, it's an eye-opener for both the president and Malawians and members of parliament. Okay, time might not be on our, on our side. A lot of things to discuss. This is a big manifesto. Will come again for the second edition of this. On this governance and public administration, let me pick out one areas where MCP has made it sure that they will look into, and this is about TV Malawi and NBC and TV Malawi, the broadcasting and the television. Panopa, you don't think it is a government institution. And many people have complained about the act of MBC. The current government seems not serious to look into it. Opportunity is not being given to opposition parties. It's biased, to say the truth. MCP is saying it will make the institution independent. Is that possible?
Yes, it is possible, and it's sad we have taken that path, to be honest, because that's robbing Malawians. Because the NBC TV Malawi is funded by public. Malawi. So if we are Malawi, hardworking people, we are the ones who are kuthandiza ndithu ndalama zathu kupita kuti aziyendetsera chinthu chimenechi chacho. And so pano chinthu chimenechi chacho chasanduka chinthu chomwe chingothandiza anthu ochepa. And tinati tione kumalawi kuja, if we go back to 2014 elections, the DPP, they won with 36% of the votes, and then you are talking about the rest of 64% Malawians.
Didn't vote for them.
They didn't vote for them. So now the 36% of Malawians are the ones who are enjoying the privileges of the TV. But many of the 64% of Malawians
are being left out.
They've been left out. You see, so
it's really sad. It's really sad because I remember in that was 2004. I mean, Maravi referendum, the first general election was Dr. H.K. Msipanda. MBC was really independent. Chimavera umene kuja ma advert as pani say. Everyone was given a chance, and it's sad kuona the current situation kuti panopa. Do you think kuti is kuchitika chifukwa chokuti chipani chimene chalowa mboma chikumatenga anthu ake nkukayika ku MBC kapena chizinalakwika pati, and why is it not getting better?
The problem we don't have kuti zipani zimene zikalowa mboma, one, they will have anthu amene abafuna kuti asangalatse. So now they're utilizing some of these government institutions like MBC, TV Malawi, you know. So now what's happening is we have seen the quality of broadcasting, like MBC has gone down. MBC used to be an institution that used to, to wait for Malawians. And basically information in Malawi. Ngati nthawi ino Malawi tikuvutika zinthu zone kuti atisakudziwa kuti chikubweza kuti nthaka yathu izipanga maujeni mafloods watichani za mitengos. Instead kunena kuti tiuse TV chakuti izipanga ndithu kuti kuwaphunzitsa Malawi zinthu zofunikira. It's full of propaganda. So zinthu zimene zizi zikupweteka Malawi. So MCB iwonetsetsa kuna kuti MBC ibwerereso ikhale institution.
Time has run out. Also, let me thank you. This has been Diaspora Corner. We've been looking at political party manifestos, and we were looking at MCP manifesto. Just one part of it, and we'll come with another edition to finish it all because it's a big manifesto. We've talked about a number of issues. Mr. Mandindi has spoken about why MCP wants to bring a corrupt-free government. He's talked about the establishment of the anti-corruption courts to work on the backlog of cases. We've talked about the president, Dr. Lazarus Chakwera. If he gets in power, he will be going to parliament to answer questions. And also we've spoken about the independence of Television Malawi and Broadcasting Corporation, Malawi Broadcasting Corporation. It's been a pleasure, and join us again next time. My name is Chalom Vula, and my regular guest,
Alan Mandindi.